Hey guys, Sacred Spear here, and this video is going to be something a bit different. This video is sponsored by Ubisoft, and they asked me to take a look at Might and Magic Elemental Guardians. Elemental Guardians is a mobile turn-based RPG with some pretty cool 3D visuals and animations with tons of different creatures to collect. The game is available for Android and iOS, and you can click on the links in the description to download the game if you're interested after watching this video. So I was asked to simply play through the game and provide thoughts on my experience. Let's talk about the gameplay first and foremost. It's similar to other strategy RPGs where you have a team of units and they can make a move when their speed bar fills up. The enemies also run on the same system, so it's important to keep track of every unit's speed bar located underneath their health bar. When it's a unit's turn, they have 3 moves. Every unit always has a basic attack which has no cooldown. The other 2 skills may deal more damage or apply a status effect, but they go on cooldown for a certain number of turns. Skills are very important in this game, and having a team with a cohesive set of abilities is part of the strategic aspect. Now when your unit can attack an enemy, you may see a red, yellow, or green arrow above each enemy on the field. That's because each creature has an elemental attribute, hence the name of the game. There are 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air. An enemy with a red arrow means you deal less damage to them because your unit has the elemental weakness to the enemy's element. A yellow arrow means neutral damage, and then green arrows means you deal extra damage. Fire is good against earth, earth is good against air trumps water, and water puts out fire. This game focuses on these elements a lot, so much that content and stages are generally divided among those elements. For example, the Sunken City here has a lot of water elemental enemies. That's the gist of the gameplay. Try to create a team that has synergistic skills and defeat all the enemies to move on. Next, I want to talk about the game's units a bit more because you will be collecting a lot of them via summoning. The game refers to your units as creatures, and each creature has their own element, a role that designates their skills, and some, if not all of them, can be ranked up and evolved. Creatures also have a star rarity from 1 to 4 stars, and from what I can tell, more stars just means more base stats because they can reach a higher max level. Each creature seems to be able to be ranked up to 4 stars, but you do need to reach their previous max level and sacrifice a bunch of materials and even other creatures. This game is very heavy on resource management, and there doesn't seem to be a ton of opportunities to rank up or evolve a lot of units unless you play a ton or purchase the endgame currency through microtransactions. So to customize your creatures, you can set glyphs on them. Glyphs are items that provide stat boosts, and you can upgrade glyphs to be very powerful. The higher rarity glyphs provide better bonuses. So one thing I really like about glyphs is that among the 6 you can put on a creature, if you put 3 glyphs of the same type, you get a glyph set bonus. These are really good, and I feel like you get a lot of customization through them. For example, the set bonus for Vitality glyphs provides 20% extra HP. So obviously I might want to equip my squishy attackers with 3 Vitality glyphs to get the extra health and survivability. Maybe I want to equip my support creatures with haste glyphs so that they get a speed bonus, which means I can spam their skills more often. While it may seem complicated at first, I actually really like how glyphs work, plus you can farm for them. Last thing I want to discuss about creatures is how to get more of them. Like many other similar mobile games, you get creatures by summoning, and this game has multiple ways to summon. The different colored soulstones represent the rarity of monsters you can get from them. So the lowest one is the green minor soulstones, which mostly have 1-star creatures with a very small chance for 2 stars. The yellow epic soulstones are the game's normal summoning method, and they can get you 2, 3, or 4-star creatures. You'll see they cost 130 seals, and seals can be bought through the in-game microtransactions, but they can also be earned in other in-game events. Now summoning in these types of collection games are always RNG heavy. I did a good amount of minor and epic soulstone summonings, and I only received 1 3-star unit from the epic level and no 2 stars from the minor soulstones. The last major type of stone is the legendary soulstone, and these only have 3 or 4-star creatures. They are not common, and I believe you get these by completing certain pieces of content as well as from in-game events. You'll also notice that there are fragments for each type of soulstone. Basically, the game offers ways to slowly earn fragments to eventually do more summons. Now there are also elemental soulstones which offer units of a certain element, and there's also other special types of soulstones which are offered through events. Chests can be opened, and while they don't offer more creatures, they do offer random items, and I've received a bunch of mine from the game's mission system. Speaking of missions, I do like the sheer volume of daily missions and achievements this game has for you to complete. Completing these tasks grant XP and items as well as crystals, which are like the game's basic currency for doing anything. As a new player, I was showered with tons of gifts, and you get tons of level ups which do provide free energy refills. So the game has a pretty simple roadmap for what you should be doing. You have a large space called the Shattered Islands, filled with different areas to clear, with each area consisting of 7 different stages. Once you beat the whole area, you unlock higher difficulties with higher level enemies, but you also get access to better loot. Now this is an energy based mobile game, so you will have to spend energy to enter a stage and then wait for your energy to refill. I believe the refresh rate is 4 minutes and 30 seconds per 1 energy, but again, for new players, you can extend your playtime by holding onto your achievements to cash in when you need a level up to get a free refill. From my experience, all content took either 5, 6, or 7 energy, so the cost isn't that bad. The Shattered Islands isn't the only content for you to tackle. There are also the Dragon Mist Islands, and this is where you can find dungeons for farming more specific evolution materials, or even farm for better glyphs. The Tower of Trials is a huge 100 floor dungeon that has a ton of rewards to earn, and I also like that it refreshes every month, meaning as you get stronger creatures and teams, you can get more rewards as you play the game month to month. Might and Magic Elemental Guardians also has an arena mode where you can battle other players' set teams, and you can test your own creatures by creating a defense team to be challenged. It isn't true real-time PvP. However, one feature I like is that you can see how well your defense team has done by seeing every match they have played. If you notice you are losing a ton, then maybe it's time to make a better team. Now the arena shop has some pretty good rewards, including summoning soulstones, so there is a decent incentive to test your teams. That covers most of the core game, but I would like to talk about certain aspects that I enjoyed and some that are concerning. First off, I felt like there was a lot of opportunity to play the game my own way. For a strategy RPG, that is definitely something I look out for. Everything from choosing specific creatures for their individual skills, as well as equipping certain glyphs to get that set bonus made me feel like my choices had an impact. That being said, I've played for a few days now and I've already started to run to the point where my max level creatures are struggling hard against the PvE content. The game does not really give you any free creatures that would carry you through everything, so I already had to start diving deeper into the mechanics of ranking up monsters, evolving them, and finding team combinations with better synergy. For some people, a challenge is a good thing. For others, the difficulty may not be super enticing. Another personal standout point was that you can customize your character. Looking how you want is nice, but you may have noticed that your personal character is a part of the battle. They have a single skill that can be activated after so many turns have passed, and you can actually customize that skill to your liking. Depending on your playstyle, you can pick different options for utility or just go for extra damage and buffs. These decisions even come into play in Arena, so every team you face has another player's personally upgraded active skill. Overall, from my short playtime with Might and Magic Elemental Guardians, I would say it's a polished game with eye-catching visuals that definitely looks friendly for all ages. However, behind the bright colors, there is a pretty complex game that isn't going to hold your hand. There are a lot of numbers involved, with min-maxing being available to hardcore players. I also felt pressured to spend my materials wisely because you need to sacrifice a lot to rank up creatures or upgrade their skills. Of course, I haven't been playing for very long, so maybe my feelings would be different in the future. Besides the complexity of the actual game, I thought the app is very well made. I did not run into any bugs or glitches, and the game feels polished, especially for the creatures, which are the main attraction. Each unit has fun little animations, and battles look really good if you want to watch the spectacle. Thank you for watching, and thank you to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video. If you liked what you saw and are interested in playing Might and Magic Elemental Guardians, then check out the links in the description and choose either the Android or iOS app stores. If you like turn-based RPG action with a lot of complex team building customization, then I think you'll like this game. That's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video.